I am here today outside the Tuck Inn, and behind me you can see the impressive mural of what is called the Armoy Armada, which is of course motorcycling royalty here in Northern Ireland. And today I am off to speak to the man responsible for this, Oliver McParland. Okay, so now I am with Oliver here in his art studio here in Ballycastle. Oliver, thank you very much for taking time out to speak to us.
Very welcome.
So Oliver, tell us firstly, where and when did you find your love for art?
I've always had a keen interest in art ever since I was a kid. Copying cartoons off of TV, stuff like that. As I got older, progressed on to portraits and various other things. So you see what I do now.
Yep, I have to say, very impressive. And we have indeed seen your mural you painted, remembering the Armoy Armada. How did this project come about, and have you had much feedback about that?
Yeah, I got a phone call sometime in the middle of June, but there was a family bereavement at the time, so I couldn't go ahead with it. I had to postpone it for a while. But it was James, who owns James and Liz, who own the Tuck Inn chip shop in the town. He'd been playing around with the idea for about 4 or 5 years, and he finally got around to it. So he asked me what to do, or could I do it. I wasn't going to do it initially until I heard what he had planned for the wall and who was going to be on the wall. So once I heard it was Joey Dunlap, Frank Kennedy, Mervyn Robinson, and Jim Dunlap, I jumped at it. I just had to do it.
Yep, absolutely, and well done on that. It looks absolutely fantastic. And of course, Oliver, your most recent project, which is very close to my heart actually, because I am a mad Manchester United fan. Right. This is of the man himself who died recently, Harry Gregg, and that is down at the York in Portstewart. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I got a phone call. I think it was on the back of the Armoy Armada. I got a phone call from Alan Simpson, former presenter with BBC Radio Ulster, and he asked me on the call, would I be interested in doing a mural to pay tribute to Harry Gregg, who died back in February. And once I heard who it was and what the plans for the wall were, I just had to do it, so I'm glad I did.
Yep, and indeed, this painting has been seen by a lot of people, and I do believe Northern Ireland man himself, Eamon Holmes, did leave you a little message, didn't he?
He did. I heard this second hand, it was Alan told me on the phone yesterday morning that Eamon had mentioned me in comments, and I'm not sure if it was on Twitter or Instagram, but he paid tribute and he said it was a very fitting tribute to such a great man.
Absolutely, and what a man he was. So lastly, Oliver, where else can we see your artwork locally? And you did mention there Twitter and Facebook. Where can we find you on there?
You can find me on Facebook, Oliver's Art, Instagram, art at Art Olivers, and various murals around the place, locally. One at the Bay Cafe in Ballycastle here, at the seafront, the Armoy Armada, the York Inn, Portstewart, and the Lyric Bar in Cushendall.
Well, Oliver, listen, once again, thank you very, very much for taking your time out to speak to us. And I say what we've seen today is very impressive, and we look forward to seeing many more artworks from you. Thank you very much, Oliver.
Thank you very much.
Once again, thank you to Oliver for taking time out of his busy schedule to speak to us today. Remember and check out his Facebook, Instagram or Twitter page for more impressive artwork. Out and about on the Causeway Coast, I am Jonny Johnston.